Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first day of creating an entire book with me. I am Debbie Drum, and I'm really excited for this series. And we're going to be covering a ton of stuff. So, what we're going to do is we're going to cover two things at once. So, the first thing that we're going to cover is I'm going to be making a book in 30 days or less. It's probably not going to take me 30 days, but I just wanted to give some padding. And it's going to be for an event that I am going to in September called the Warrior Forum event. It's a live event and it's in North Carolina this year. All right, so when you go to a live event, there's great opportunities. And I'm going to be creating a workbook / coloring book. It's like a combination, really creative book. It's going to be fun, and it's going to have like all types of things like coloring book, workbook, journal type book. So you're going to learn how to create this book. So if you just wanted to create a journal, or if you just wanted to create a coloring book, you can use a lot of the tactics that I'm going to show you. Now, the second benefit of this whole series now is I'm going to share with you how I've made throughout the year over $161,000 in sales by attending a live event. Okay, so there's kind of two benefits rolled up into one here. Well, there's even more benefits because you get to hang out with me, somebody who does this for a living, full time, and this is how I make my bread and butter, so it's very exciting. This is actually the second time today I'm filming this very video because I did a Google Hangout on air because I wanted to do it that way, and unfortunately the video had no sound on it. So smiling and smiling through it because it happens sometimes. What are you gonna do? Okay, so I did a lot of this stuff already, but I'm gonna show you what I did because day one we're gonna dive right in. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you here, here is my screen, and every time I start a new project or I write a book, whatever it is I do, I put together a task sheet on Google Spreadsheets, okay, and it always evolves, it always changes, and I always make notes as to what I need to do, as to what still needs to get done. Like, for instance, maybe I'll put something like, don't forget, right? And I don't even have to spell it right, but I could put it in red, I could highlight it, so it just reminds me not to forget certain things, right? So this is a living, breathing document. It's Google Spreadsheet, so it works from computer to computer, which is great, of course, because you don't have, it's always online, and it's amazing. So this is the spreadsheet that I already started to lay out. I did not do much before because, like I said, we're going to be creating a book live. But I wanted to start thinking. Obviously, I need to be a little bit prepared for the sessions because I want to know what I want to do and not try to figure stuff out on this live call that we have here. All right? So a lot of times what I like to do is I don't have the content. I already have like a structure or format here in my head, how I envision the book to be. And I already know like the size that I want, and this is going to be exciting because that's also going to be full color, full bleed book, which is a different kind of way to format a book, and so you'll get the insights to that too, which is really, really cool. All right, and so this is going to be a fun, like really laid back, fun experiment here that we're doing. Not really experiment, but I'm really excited about this because I'm sponsoring the Warrior Forum event, so everybody, all the registrants are going to be getting a copy of my book. Woohoo! Which is a hint of the reason why I make money from live events, okay? So that's just a little taste of it. So what I want to go through today on the call here, and these are just very mini sessions, not going to be hours and hours and hours of your time. It's going to, we're going to dive right in. So feel free to start making your own spreadsheet, your own notes, I'm not going to give you mine because it's really easy and it's going to evolve for you over time, okay? So the very first thing that we are going to do, just get rid of that, is I'm going to head over to the folder that I created today. So first things first, I'm going to start on my cover. So I like to sometimes start with the marketing first because that's the hardest part. Sometimes the cover and the title is the hardest part. So once you kind of get that done and get that out of the way, then that leaves more room for creativity and the easier stuff down the road, okay? So that's why I like to start with the hard stuff first. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to create, we're going to go into Google and we're going to type in create space template, actually cover template, and we're going to click on this, okay? And we just need to fill in this criteria here. So I'm going to do a full color with bleed. Okay, bleed just means that the images are going to stretch through to the entire page. There's not going to be any margins. Let me show you an example of that here. So this here, this is an example. So there's no margins on this page. So even if one page of your book has no bleed, or bleed, I should say, then you need to choose the one with bleed. Trim size, we're going to do 8 by 10, okay, 8 by 10 book. And the number of pages, I'm going to put 30. So the minimum number of pages that you could have with a Create Space book is 24. Okay, so I'm going to do about 30. And then build the template. So I already did this earlier. And I have the template here, and I unzipped it, okay, and what you do with this is you open it up in your favorite image editor, okay? So we're not going to be designing the template or the cover, but we're going to be using the template to structure what we want to give our designer, okay? And again, I did a little bit of pre-research here, so I kind of got the main image for my cover, but I'm going to show you how it's done. So I'm going to open this up in Pixelmator here. Wow, that opened up really fast. Amazing. Okay. And this is what the cover is going to look like. So if I go here and I hide this and I hide this, I hide that, this is what it's going to look like. Okay. So very, very important. So all these sizes are based on a 30-page book, okay? Full color, full bleed. So if you're decided you want to do black and white, or you want to do 6 by 9, or you want to do 60 pages instead of 30 pages, well, you have to go back and do what we just did and download the new template. All right, so you can't just use one template for anything because it's not going to work. It's very specific here. If you want to read this stuff and understand it, I don't. All I know is that you just need to do the right thing. So what you need to do now is you either play around with this or you give this to your designer so that he or she knows what sizes to do. Okay. So what I did here is all I did was, like, if you want to start this process, you go ahead and you put a shape in there. And let's remove the border, remove the stroke. So let's just say we wanted, like, to cover this, we wanted a white background here. So we'll do that. And no text goes over the barcode. That's really the only restriction here. So what you would do is you would take your background, right, and you just place it over, you would just place it over this whole entire square. Now these dashed lines here, that's where they're going to actually make the cut. So you don't want any pertinent information beyond this dash here. So make sure that you design it properly, okay? So so that's that. So this is like the first step. You know, you can make this any color you want. You can make it flat, you know, whatever, orange, and then you can go ahead and add your text in, right? You could add any text you want. You could add any images. Just make sure that, again, that you don't. So if you wanted to see kind of what you're working with here, you can reduce the opacity so that you can, you know, make sure that you're not doing anything inside the barcode area, okay? So let me show you what I kind of did so far. I put my main image in here, and I also put a shape in here, this white shape right here, because this is where my cover is going to go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make a quick video for my graphic designer and tell him that I want this particular background so that I can put this background, like without this guy, over here, this gradient background over here and down here. All right, so I'm not going to fool around with that. I'm not even quite sure really how to do it. I just know the basics of design, and I know that if he makes me the background, then I can go ahead, put the background in just like I did with the exact settings and the exact size, and then I can do whatever I want. I could put text on the back. I could do whatever I want, pretty much, okay? So I know basic design and formatting here, but I'm not a designer, so I only take this as far as I can go. I'm not going to sit here for hours trying to figure out and make it look good, because I'd rather hire somebody who knows how to do this stuff, okay? So this is the first day. We're already taking action. We're already getting our cover. We're already kind of thinking about our title, and we're getting things into motion to start building the contents of our book, okay? So tomorrow, maybe it'll be back from the designer, maybe it won't, but regardless, we'll still move on and do other things. We have other things that we have to do to finish our book, so we will go and do something else if the cover is not necessarily ready. Maybe I don't have a back cover concept in mind yet, so we just have the template that we're working with, maybe, and then later on I'll start to think, okay, this is what I should put on the back. Okay, because this is for a live event, so I need it to look good, and I need everything to make sense and have calls to action and all that good stuff, right? So, and you'll be learning that along the way as well, so that'll be really fun. So this was day one. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll look forward to seeing you at day two. Go ahead, and if you want, start to create your own task sheet so that you can follow along, and we can get rocking and rolling together and build an asset for our business, okay? So I'll see you tomorrow.